This is Max N. Caparato at 12,060 feet. You can get as high as I am by watching the Quite Frankly podcast.
You let one ant stand up to us, then they all might stand up. Those puny little ants outnumber us 100 to 1. And if they ever figure that out, there goes our way of life. It's not about food. It's about keeping those ants in line. That's why we're going back. Does anybody else want to stay? Let's ride!
Yes. We're all snowed in. Snowed in at Studio B. Whole day of moving snow around. And I was barely able to put any time into this show. But I got some stuff together. And I hope I'll be able to get some of you guys involved for it as well. Got some good stuff from the weekend. I hope your weekend was nice. Hope everything was as it should be. We got hit with a bomb cyclone. And I was able to put a live stream out this morning around 11 o'clock. That was about 2 hours into my first round outside. Really stayed ahead of it. Man, it's not my best work because there was just so much of it. But I love it. I love cutting through the snow. I'll work out there meticulously for hours. Everybody else is shoveling through the slop right now. That's what they're doing. Because they waited too long. They let the snow get too wet. Can't do that. You got to get it out quick when it's a little bit more light, a little bit more powdery. So I was out there working my magic. And I said, okay, well, you know what? We'll just take it easy tonight. We'll do a no-show snow show. Is that what somebody in the chat room said this morning? I said, okay, I'll run with that one. But I actually have a lot of stuff to talk about. I saw earlier on, Stephen Greer made an appearance on Alex Jones' show, probably to break the same news he's been breaking since 1989 about how disclosure is imminent and all that other stuff. And we'll see. There's no bigger fan of the idea of us just, having the greatest of paradigms splintered into 1,000 pieces. No greater fan of that than me. I would love to see it. I would love to see normal life in an exciting way, because obviously we had normal life upended 6 years ago. Shit. 6 years ago. How the hell was COVID 6 years ago? But yeah, that's where we are right now. We're hanging out, having a good time. What did you see? Oh, hey, listen to this. I think it's a good thing. I had a couple of really interesting comments on some videos that we put up over the weekend. Here's a couple of them from Conrad. Hold on, wait. Where's my window capture? Oh, of course I didn't set it up. I never do. Here it is from Conrad. It says, dang, bro, I haven't seen you in my feet. I guess he meant feed. Although D is not that close to T on the keyboard, on the QWERTY keyboard. D is separated by at least one full key. R and F are between D and T. So When Conrad says, I haven't seen you in my feet for a hot minute, I'm like, what? And then Daz Deals in the below that says, this channel hasn't shown up on my timeline in over a year, suppressing Frank hard. Well, listen, let me just tell you, for everybody looking on the feet side of the algorithm and just the Quite Frankly subscribers out there, you know what this told me? First of all, we're doing great. We're doing great, and I'm so happy to have you guys and gals helping me with commenting, liking, not lurking. It's working in a big way. Obviously, the posting practices have changed a bit. We're doing the B-sides. We're doing other things that are going on. Of course, all the clips and stuff. We've changed things around. But these 2 comments in one video, it's crazy to see that kind of, the validation is one thing to say something's wrong. It's not about the show, as I knew it wouldn't have been. But I'm just hoping that we can just get more visible just to the subscribers, because when you combine all of them, we're talking about a couple 100,000 subscribers alone. And there's a lot of people who watch that don't subscribe. A lot of them. You have no clue. There is a lot, and that's tracked across multiple platforms there too. So whatever you do, subscribe, put your notifications on. And it was really good to see this, even though it was, kind of validating all the frustration that everybody who does this kind of a thing feels from time to time when something changes or whatever the hell else, because there's got to be so many more out of just on YouTube alone, the almost 104,000 now. Not all of them are dead. They can't all be dead. They can't all be bots. So there's that. So how you guys feeling? Over the weekend was fantastic for me. Friday night was incredible. Anthony and I had a great episode of the Playhouse, and we put the first half of the Playhouse up on Quite Frankly. Then we, because a lot of people don't know that we're even live anywhere. Word doesn't actually travel that fast sometimes. So we went up for half of there, and we brought people over to the set. What the hell is blinging? I got to turn off all the Streamlabs stuff. I don't know. Oh, it's all coming in from Twitch right now. Jeez. Thank you so much. All coming in from Twitch. I'm going to have to turn off the Twitch stream. That's the issue there. Anyway, that was great on Friday night with the Playhouse, talking about the Kurt Cobain situation, and then also just music and a lot of fun there. Saturday night, man, what a hoot. Me, Anthony, and Mike celebrating 20 years of Zeralza together. I couldn't believe some of the people we saw in the chat room. People I haven't seen hanging out for the better part of 15 years or so. It was just great. And I am working with a whole new level of inspiration, not only to get those archives worked through and processed and posted, but I can't wait. And I was talking about this with people on the Sunday stream for the monthly subscribers yesterday. I can't wait to go and take a huge dive into the Quite Frankly stuff and start chopping up the classics. Because if you guys remember, for those of you who have been around for, at least 6 or 7 years, that that I had to do a couple of nuclear purges on the channel. I felt like it was necessary after one thing or another. And one of those purges was leading up to Inauguration Day, if you want to call it that, 2021. So you had January 6th and then the inauguration around the 19th or 20th or something like that. And I remember saying, you know what, I'm going to just nuke the whole channel. I'm going to take every damn video off, and I'm going to see what happens. Hello? How dramatic. What is this? Aurora Rose, I presume? What? A dog? A dead dog? Oh, no. Oh, no. You drank his blood? Who are you, Louie from Interview the Vampire? Oh, Louie, still whining. Say that. Say, oh, Louie, still whining.
Oh, still whining.
Still whining. Anyway, how did you like your snow day?
I loved it.
Are you happy that Daddy's home?
Yes.
And what did you do outside?
Play.
Yeah, talking to that a little bit better.
Play in the snow.
Okay. And you also helped me. What did Daddy do to your snow shovel?
He got stuck in the snowblower.
Well, because your snow shovel was buried under all of this snow in the backyard.
And then now my dad needs to buy another snow shovel
Because
for me.
And what did I tell you? What did I tell you about the snow shovel and the snow blower? What lesson can you learn from the snow blower and the snow shovel?
Don't put your hands in it, because then your hands will get grated off.
Right. What will your hands turn into?
Blood.
Well, meatloaf, I said, right?
Meatloaf, yeah.
Yeah, you don't want your hands to turn into meatloaf. You stay away from those augers.
Why?
Because you saw what happened to that shovel. The snowblower went.
Freak me out.
So you don't want that to happen to your arm.
Do it to me.
Hey, so if I can get anybody on the show, if there's any guest that you would want me to have on the show, who would it be?
Who will be is Hang Time.
Hang Time?
Uh-huh.
Aurora likes watching Hang Time. So can you think I'd be able to get him on?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah? Okay, so if I get him on, I'll make sure that you are co-hosting with me then, okay?
Okay.
Okay.
I lose too.
It's good. So tell everybody, show everybody your okay, just give her a nice smile. So there, her bottom, she has 2 teeth that are gone now. And you want to tell everybody sweet dreams, anything else before bed?
Sweet dreams.
And hope to see you soon. We have more snow coming, so you never know. Oh no, like Louis the vampire. Only you drink the blood of animals instead of people. Goodbye, Squiggly.
Bye.
Goodbye, short pants. All right, see ya. Goodbye. Goodbye. See ya. Anyway, that's some of the that's the good stuff, right? Anyway, yeah. So it was a learning moment today. Completely mangled her shovel. And Lauren had just said, I think her shovel might be buried in the snow somewhere over here. And I was just like, well, I'm taking a chance. And man, turned into a learning moment. What I was going to say, though, is that I had nuked my channel a couple of times over. We're going to get into some topics here. I'm going to get you guys calling in. But like I said, we're just going to be playing it easy, taking it easy tonight, having some good times, some good conversation, especially if you are anywhere in the path of the Cyclone bomb storm. But it was a night before inauguration, and all through the house, not a creature was stirring, not even an insurrectionist. And I said, I'm getting rid of all of the videos on my channel because I just wanted, something was holding it back. I said, damn it, something's got to give here. I have everything already backed up. So I said, to hell with it. Let's go for it. You know, all my friends are getting purged at that time. I'm like, why not roll the dice to see if something works? Because I could lose my account any day. That's why I started telling you guys, listen, every night could be the last time you see me. Make sure that you just bookmark quitefrankly.tv and just set your own reminders. 7 o'clock, Frank's on. But I got rid of everything. And the night before the inauguration, I remember it. It was the name of the episode was called Something Eve because we didn't know what was going to happen. You know, was Trump going to cross the Rubicon with the Marines and shut the whole thing down? I was resigned to whatever at that point. So That night, we had something like, all of a sudden I looked down and we had about 15 to 16,000 people watching on YouTube. I said, what the hell? And the next night for the inauguration, it happened again. 13, 14,000 people at a time. I said, you got to be kidding me. Now, it hurt at that point because even though the numbers did so well, I had to even delete those episodes too out of caution because we were not talking glowingly about the election. We were not talking glowingly about what was going on. There was an air of doubt. Okay? Distrust. Doubting the authenticity of anything that we were living through and being made to live through for the next 4 years after that. Because that's the kind of eggshells everybody was walking on. Anyway, I thought, from there, I'm just like, everything was gone, and it's been slim pickings of what I let on there on that particular place. Because soon after that, it was Rumble, and we were already on D Live, and Twitch was around at that point, but still. So now that we're kind of like clicking on all cylinders, and I'm just like, I want to make do of these 20 years of archives and all shows that I've done. I can't wait to put the classics back up on Quite Frankly, because I can go through them. Classic interviews, classic guest spots, jokes, all that other stuff. And so look out for that. It was a weekend of inspiration, and going to be reaching back into the past, the good old days. The good old days as we hopefully create new good old days. Hey, what's going on down in Mexico? If you're anywhere near the Mexican border, anywhere near any of these affected states, U.S. citizens urged to shelter in place after Mexico drug lords killing sparks wave of violence. I had one friend who is kind of waiting on reconnecting with his family down there. This is from CNN. Cartel kingpin, El Mencho. He was killed alongside 8 other cartel members in a Mexican military operation aided by U.S. intelligence support. 25 members of Mexico's National Guard died during the attacks in the state of Jalisco. The killing sparked widespread unrest, with the suspected gang members torching buses, businesses while clashing with security forces. Mexican President Claudia Sheinbaum said peace, security, and normalcy are being maintained across the country. Thank you, Palpatine. Tourists have been stranded. The U.S. State Department urged American nationals in parts of Mexico to seek shelter and remain in residences or hotels. The department is also running 24/7 crisis hotline for U.S. citizens impacted by the unrest. Other tourists were stranded after several U.S. carriers suspended flights to Puerto Vallarta, if that's how you do, with a double L. So if you got anything on that you want to drop in, you are more than welcome to. The open line is 914-200-0269, 914-200-0269. I would love to hear from you. And also, I want to know if anybody has had any experience with this. There's been mysterious spikes in the Earth's heartbeats at the Schumann resonance, and they are scrambling human brains with an eerie, high-pitched ringing. You know, my tinnitus has actually been a little bit squirrely lately. Earth's natural humming vibrations that has experienced a series of unusual spikes in recent weeks, raising questions about whether the phenomenon could influence mood and cognition. Of course it can. Known as the Schumann resonance, this vibration is often described as Earth's heartbeat, a steady electromagnetic rhythm generated by lightning and trapped between the planet's surface and the ionosphere. A space weather monitoring app called MeteoAgent has reported elevated Schumann resonance readings throughout February, labeling them high and potentially disruptive, although experts caution that such measurements can fluctuate naturally. Like everything else, right? The main frequency typically pulses around 7.83 cycles per second, measured in hertz, with several higher frequency bands also detected. Some researchers and wellness advocates believe that these frequencies overlap with human brain wave patterns associated with sleep, relaxation, and concentration. Well, I'm not going to blame everything on the Schumann resonance, but sleep has been all right. I mean, I pencil in at least 6.5 hours. So one way or another, either I get to bed a little bit earlier and I plan out from there, or I get to bed past 1 o'clock and I set a 7:40 a.m. Alarm with enough room for 2 snoozes, you know? And I don't know. I think it's all hydration. I definitely need a little bit more hydration, but relaxation, I don't know. I'm going to have to start taking some of Jane Barlow's Artran for sure. A little bit more holy basil. Holy basil. Ronnie James Dio every day. Concentration, though. There's something about that. There really is. I don't know. It's more. I wonder if tinnitus has something to do with this, too. Outside of all those years in a heavy metal band, or little Epiphone speakers in my ears so I can hear my rhythm guitarist. Chaotic events such as solar flares, geomagnetic storms, and other space weather can disturb Earth's magnetic sphere. Field. Good night. So, what do you guys think about that? Has this affected you in some way? I know that many of you probably go and measure the KP scales every day, so you know when to really set your intentions. When the KP scale's off the charts, that's when a lot of people like to get their prayers in and all that stuff. Just a couple of things. What do you know? All the psychics in the chat room are probably going through the roof. Through the roof. So, all right. Something else over the weekend. Now, the Olympics wrapped up. I didn't see the closing ceremonies. I don't know if that actually even happened. I think it did. Probably happened. But I did watch. I watched so much of it. Wherever I could, the reruns after the show was over, I come home, I watch it with Lauren. Sometimes you watch it, you catch a little bit live. I love the Winter Olympics. I love the level of athleticism, the daredevil nature of everything. It's just incredible. Very, very intense. I already made other reasons why I like the Winter Olympics too. But there are some really great things I want to throw out to you guys on a cultural level. Now, Team USA men's hockey won. The girls hockey is won as well. But something about the men's hockey victory was just so amazing. First of all, I didn't know that it was 46 years since the last gold medal. I didn't know that it was since Lake Placid that the U.S. that last won a gold medal. I did not know that. But there's a big difference between what that meant, what that felt like on Sunday, and, of course, other people who tried to bring in politics. They tried to bring in bullshit in ways that it's a lot harder to do in the winter for all the reasons why I said. You still have women in there. And if those women happen to be lefties, they are going to make everything about their drama club bullshit and really try to call in all of the drama queens in the media to help magnify their bullshit to the world, to make, me against the world and all that other shit. And there was this one skater in particular, her name was Amber Glenn, that I was essentially rooting against the entire time because just the bitch, just shut up, stop doing this to people. Just want to watch them, you want to root for something nice. And then you're hearing about you're oppressed, that gay people are oppressed in the United States. Like, no, they're not. No, they're not. Can you imagine being so bored and so privileged that you can actually project oppression onto you because it give you you spend time building up your story. That's it. Because you are the main character, and I'm out here. People are fleeing. They think that they're fleeing shit. I have something else you have to watch. But I think this is hilarious. This guy, what the hell is his name? I Am Link. Well, he put together a really interesting. I liked his his commentary on this girl Amber Glenn, and I want to listen to it with you, because we're going to move from there to the polar opposite extreme of awesome. Take a listen.
About the Winter Olympics, that's perfectly fine, but let me tell you why you should care about this story. So Amber Glenn, a Team USA figure skater, she came in 13th place today, and it gives me no pleasure to see pictures like this. I want Team USA to win. I want them to succeed. But Amber Glenn, I think she's so fixated on her own identity, she hasn't been locked in to what she needs to do at the Olympics. As I'm sure most of you recall, the second she got over there to Milan, she talked about how she's basically oppressed as a queer person in America. She's also referred to herself as a woke bitch since getting to the Olympics, and she also says she is pansexual, whatever that means.
Yeah, let me just say it once again there too, as if you guys need to be told, but there's no gay people are oppressed here in the United States, and it's gotten so ridiculous with the shift in at least pop culture in overrepresentation that anybody who is just sick of the overrepresentation of flamboyantly gay people everywhere is, I mean, that's the best they can do. Like, okay, that's oppression. Nobody wants this. Nobody wants to have us jammed in our act. Nobody wants the act jammed down their throat at every damn turn anymore. Therefore, we must be oppressed. It's just one of those things I think is actually kind of funny because, yeah, it's not going to stop. People are getting really, really fed up. Gay and straight people are getting fed up.
She also allegedly had time to send videos back and forth with Madonna. This never used to happen at the Olympics. When we send you to the Olympics, you're not there to opine on politics and whine about how hard it is in America, even though we sent you to the Olympics. You're there to work. You're not on social media. You're not talking about how you're pansexual and woke or all of these things. You are locked in. Now, y'all know I'm the least athletic person on planet Earth, but what I lack in sports knowledge, I make up for in knowledge about human behavior and sociology. And with a lot of LGBTQIA R2D2 folks, there's a level of narcissism there, self-obsession, and very often when they hyperfixate on their identities and trying to figure out who they are, a mental illness beneath the surface. You should be at the Olympics locked in doing your job. It's not about wearing the pride flag. It's not about wearing the pin. It's not about being woke. It's not about being queer. We don't care. You have to deliver when you get onto the ice and not come in 13th place. This is not what Team USA used to be like. This is the most bizarre batch we have seen. Folks who want to be social justice warriors and go viral on social media instead of getting down to brass tacks and delivering and getting on the podium. I have the utmost respect for so many Olympic athletes.
Yeah, well, it was so great to see her cry. I gotta say, I'm like, not because I crave it, but just because, yeah, well, oh well. What do you want me to say? And then on the other hand, we've got really Jack Hughes over at on the men's hockey. And he's the one that scored the winning shot. He also had his face smashed in. Mouth bloody, teeth chipped, all that stuff. And as soon as they beat the Canadians, this is the post-game interview that we received. This is just so awesome. It was awesome. It was great. It's great to hear. You know, we're at a point right now where, you know, gigantic sports organizations are really tough to pull for because they've been infiltrated just like every other governmental or non-governmental organization in the world. And so it's good to root for individuals, but this is so much bigger than that because it reminds you of a world that we came from. This girl Sashi said it well, and I grabbed her tweet. It's a picture of Jack Hughes smiling with his teeth all chipped out and bloody, wrapped up in the American flag, just pure grit. And she said, when I was a kid, this photo would be on the cover of Time, the Wheaties box, next year's Trapper Keeper, lunch boxes, and the bedroom wall of teenagers all across America. Damn right. I'm telling you, it's that D2 Mighty Ducks. That D2 Mighty Ducks generation. So good. So damn good. This was also a funny one. We're going to, a couple other things I'd like to say too, but Oh, wait 1 second. Where the hell is it? Oh, this guy. Well, I'll save him. I'll save him before the next thing. Here it is. This is this guy, Mike Didino, said, here's the one big difference between NHL and NBA, which of course the NBA we've laid into big time, almost as bad as the NFL. Not as bad, almost as bad. But I love this little breakdown. And listen, you hockey fans out there, you really got something good. Out of all of the professional sports out there, you really have something good as far as the culture and as far as everything else. I don't have time to really watch too much, but I always make time to watch some playoffs. It really is a fantastic sport, and I wish I had more time to get myself invested. It was nice to see USA rolling around. They almost kind of looked like they were wearing the Rangers jerseys, both the alternative and the white and the blue. But either way, I thought that this was funny, so I'm playing it for you here.
There are two types of people living on this earth. One is Jack Hughes, who was hit in the goddamn teeth with a stick, and he stays in the game under these fucking teeth. But like a man that is possessed, he stays in, he scores the game winner, throws himself into the glass, and then he drapes the flag over his shoulders, and eventually will take Miss McRae behind the woodshed. And then you got a guy like Anthony fucking Davis, a guy that is making $59 million this year, and is out for the season, with a fucking fingernail injury. And I can't talk about this guy.
A fingernail. Oh, man. Yeah. Well, hey, it is good. It's good stuff. And I had a great time watching that. Here's the other thing. I saw this tweet. Let me know what you think about this. More to the culture here. This guy named Dan Green. He says, as a Democrat, I've noticed a lack of Democrats expressing pride in America today. You don't have to give up your political beliefs to be immensely proud to call America home. Loving your country does not equal supporting the current administration. Don't let MAGA own patriotism. Guy doesn't know what Democrats are. Doesn't know. I don't. That's just ridiculous. You don't have to give up your political beliefs to be immensely proud to call America your home. That is part of your political beliefs. To be ashamed. What has been the greatest line that has been trotted out, not only for the ICE thing right now, but for God knows how many years prior to this? Stolen land. They all use the stolen land thing. Why? What I mean that takes you right back to the beginning. That is a foundational wiping away of the chalkboard right there. Wiping away the chalkboard. I mean, we're not even talking about the United States of America. We're talking about the landing on North America, period. And they usually throw that out there to say, like, to push back against the enforcement of law, especially immigration law or anything else like that. It's all stolen land. So, okay, so then there's no law because it's stolen land, therefore negated. You can't talk to a Democrat or a liberal person about patriotism. Honestly, the Republicans really don't understand what the fuck's going on most of the time either. But still, this tweet is really interesting because I gotta say, if you polled, and I don't know who would have done this, maybe Rich Barris, but if you polled Democrats, how much do you want to bet that the majority of them were rooting for the U.S. girls to win gold against Canada, but were rooting for the Canadian men to win against the United States men? I bet you any money that's what the split would have been. Because this is just, it would make sense if you think about what would express itself through the coding in the modern Democrats' DNA at this point. I would put $100 down right now that most liberals majority would have wanted Canada's men to beat our boys, because it was some kind of a projection of a situation that they want the American man to lose. You could say, Frank, that's a projection of yourself. No, it's not my beliefs. This is just for me observing the way that these people reflexively operate. It's just where I would put my money, that they would never, ever go against the girls. And good for the girls. But I don't know. Now I bet that there are a couple of blue dog, what they believe are still blue dog Democrat types out there who are still stuck thinking that it actually is 1994. But the Democrat Party as it exists today hates our country and seeks to erase it because it denies its very founding. How can you say, we can't let MAGA, even though you don't need to be a card carrying MAGA to be patriotic? You would cease to be a Democrat if you started actually liking what made America America. Okay? Quite frankly, you'd probably cease to be a Republican as well if you start really becoming obsessed with what made America America. And they cancel out the legitimacy of our founding in the most basic of ways by calling the land stolen. It's like wanting to play, hey, let's sit down and take out a board game. Let's play life. Let's play the game of life. But don't use the game board. I don't like the game board. Let's just get rid of that. Well, then what are we going to do? I don't know. Just make it up as we go along, as I see fit. So what are we doing? I don't know. Give me money. So, and also their policy prescriptions are the opposite of what the Constitution mandates. How can you possibly have pride in America? So, I mean, this guy, I don't know. He knows, this guy, Dan, looking at this picture of Jack Hughes and the rest of the guys from the American team, he knows how awesome it looks, how awesome it feels, that it exists on a whole other level of awesome than some retarded figure skater who thinks gays are oppressed in the United States. You go from that weird virtue signaling peep show to this. This is how it felt growing up in the 90s. D2 Mighty Ducks, baby. It's no wonder some Democrats feel like they're on the outside looking in. But it's where they like being, on the outside looking in. So $100 that most Democrats were rooting for Canada, or were at least indifferent about it. No mealy mouth bullshit about how tough things are at home, tough as nails, of course, white. So you can see that's going on. Anyway, I just wanted to throw that out there to you. Oh, and then there was this. At the same time, this girl's going around. She fled to Canada recently, apparently. I don't know what the hell her name is. But she fled to Canada, and she's having some problems out there. Let's take a look.
I'm a scholar of the far right who has fled the United States to Canada and...
Stop. Scholar of the far right. Maybe that's some tongue-in-cheek thing for her and her followers. Fled the United States to Canada. Imagine a scene where this girl is frantically packing a bag, grabbing everything, socks, an extra pair of shoes, some pants, a flannel or two, frantically running through the house like Rocco from Boondock Saints. Pack your shit! Pack your shit! And meanwhile, the town is quiet. Nobody's out looking for them. Nobody cares. Just think about the imagery of people describing their leaving the country as fleeing. when there's literally nothing to flee. It's so sick. It's so sick. They go to Canada, and how did that turn out? Let's see.
And I need help. The situation in Canada is absolutely dire. For Americans who don't know, the housing crisis here is worse than in the United States. I lived in LA for 6 years, and I have not faced rent as bad as here. When my partner, our cat, and our dog fled the United States.
See, she keeps saying it, and I every time she said it, I had to go into comment sections. I went to look to other places where this video was reposted to see, is it a joke? Is it a LARP? And I didn't see anybody saying anything. It didn't look like it. And who am I to say that there aren't people actually living like this right now? We see crazy every day. Maybe it's real. Maybe it's real.
We headed north with the goal of being close to where our families are located.
Let's head north. Let's head north, partner. Let's head north, partner. Let's put all of our stuff, can of beans, into a knapsack, onto a stick, and walk down the dusty trail.
She is a woman, Jamuga.
She is a woman, Jamuga. You got to watch out.
Which is on the west coast. So we are now in British Columbia. More specifically, we are in the Sea to Sky Highway in the Greater Vancouver area. We are attempting to find housing in the western side of this region. My partner and I are here on a visitor visa, which is a 6 months possible stay for Americans. But while you're here on a visitor visa, you can't work. So we are currently surviving off of what savings we could get together before we fled.
It can't be real. It can't be real. This is not real. Before we fled. Like, everybody knows you're going to leave a job. You got to have another one lined up before you go. Like, quick, we got to get out of the United States fast. And they got a visitor visa. So that bought them 6 months in a foreign country where they're not allowed to work. Well, I guess you can sell rotten apples along the side of the highway, like all of the new arrivals are doing on the Bronx River Parkway, dodging traffic to sell you a rotten apple. Before we fled, we're burning through our savings. This is the same mentality of people who give all of their, hey, the rapture is coming, and they spend all of their savings on putting up highway billboards, or they spend it all, or they give it away. They make a charitable donation or some other very public, big time expense to let everybody know that they're serious about this. And, I'm shedding all of my worldly possessions because the rapture is coming. We figured it out. The Bible code, we figured it out. This is the same mentality, if it's real.
The United States, and that's not terribly much. And in Canada, I think it's actually the cost of living crisis is worse here, especially when you are shut out of the healthcare system, when you can't access any of the resources that Canadians have access to. And that's understandable. I'm not a citizen of the country, but it.
Ooh. Yes. Totally understandable. I'm not a citizen of the country, so I shouldn't have any access to their resources. No, this can't be real. People have made assurances to me. This is real. You got to watch this, because anyway, that's what's going on. So hopefully Canada keeps her and her partner. And I hope that another maybe 4 or 5 million people do the same exact thing. And then another 60 million people go the opposite direction. And then suddenly things start feeling a little bit more calm. That's what it would be like. Now, over here in New York, this was pretty funny. Word started getting around because, of course, the last time that there was, 8 inches of snow in New York City, the entire thing, they never recovered. There was 15-mile high piles of garbage and dirty baby diapers. And then there's just, the apocalypse of dog shit all over the sidewalks. And then you have the equipment that keeps, even over here, my town, the equipment broke. Like one snowfall took us all out. It's all right. I got equipment. My equipment was fine. I took care of everybody on this street. But anyway, as a hedge against this big cyclone bomb of snow that's coming into New York over the last 24 hours, Mayor Mamdani said, listen, we would love if we can do a collective effort here. If you guys want to come shovel, bring yourself a shovel, come to the city hall offices. I don't know where the hell it is, but you can come and shovel along with the DPW. And you will get paid like north of $30 an hour. But you're not going to believe this. Take a listen to this. Here we go. This is, what's her name? Lizzie Savetsky. Now, I had a couple of just screenshots, and of course, I had the announcement from Mamdani, but this girl actually went through the trouble of applying to be one of these shovelers right down there in New York City. And take a look at the hoops you have to jump through over there.
A big snowstorm coming today, and our mayor says that we need emergency snow shovelers.
If you'd like to sign up to be a paid snow shoveler, you can go to any DSNY garage from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. tomorrow on Sunday.
I saw that the mayor said that we were supposed to report for duty between 8 a.m. and 1 p.m. today for emergency snow shoveling.
Yeah, not yet.
Why?
Not yet. I think the earliest that we can put you out there is 8 p.m. tonight.
It's $20 an hour.
I think it's actually higher now. I believe it's $30 an hour.
If I have a snowblower and I can do the work of 3 to 4 people, can I get paid more?
I don't think so.
I thought we could just tax the rich. Need 2 forms of ID? What happens if I only have one?
You need 2 forms to sign up.
One from this side and one from this side.
It's so interesting because they want to tell us we don't need ID to vote, but we need 2 forms of ID to shovel, Do I need to print the photos out? I have to print those.
Yes.
What if I don't have a printer?
You go to CBS.
Okay, thank you.
So you need 2 forms of ID. I mean, seriously, you need 2 forms of ID to shovel snow, but not to vote. It's come on now.
We got here, our mayor said to show up at the garage at 8 a.m. I was just told inside that I have to come back at 8 p.m. and that my shovel is outdated, but they have another one waiting for me, new model. They're gonna hold on to it for me. I have to come back with the proper attire, 2 forms of ID, a social security card, 2 photos printed out.
Somebody in the comments says the barrier to entry to shovel snow in New York City is higher than most medical schools.
Paid $30 an hour. The big snowstorm coming to.
These people are absolutely stupid. They're stupid. They really are stupid. And how racist too. I mean, Mayor Mamdani clearly trying to disqualify blacks from shoveling snow. We know that none of them have any licenses or official IDs. We hear it all the time that presenting any kind of basic identification at a voting booth to assure that you are who you are before you cast what could be a very impactful vote worth billions and billions of dollars swinging one way or another. It could be the future of a city, of a town, of a country. We hear all the time that this is essentially Jim Crow. It's a poll tax. That blacks don't have IDs. I mean, according to Gavin Newsom, blacks can't read because he can't read. I don't have that clip over here, but I saw it. It's just ridiculous. Trying to be relatable out there in California, and he tells people, "Listen, I'm just like you. I'm practically retarded. I'm practically disabled. I don't know how I am up here. How am I up here? Can't do a damn thing right. How the hell is your shovel outdated?" I mean, her first shovel looked better than the plastic one, although those aluminum shovels do bend. That's probably why. The first shovel she showed up with was aluminum. It looked like it was aluminium. As my my high school biology teacher would say. He was British. His name was Dr. Hare. Hare. And he would always separate me from my friends. Sit over there. I remember my friend Dancy Tejada. We were joking. He said, Dancy, go to the back. Sit over there, right there. Get away from Frank. And Dancy went to the back. He was, what, I'm just going to be the freak in the back? I just love shit like that. The freak in the back. Telling your teacher that, what, I'm just going to be the freak in the back? Yeah. Yes. You're a freakish person. Get the hell out of my face. Anyway, I guess no aluminum. No aluminum. What do you want from me? That's all I have for you. Holy shit. Wait, am I live on Rumble? Yes, I think I am. I'm pretty sure I'm live on Rumble. Just wanted to make sure. Am I live on Rumble? Oh, yes. I think. Okay, shut up, Frank. Please. Can't take it anymore. All right, what else do we have? Oh, Terminator 2. Somebody was watching Terminator 2. You know what? The lines are open. Call me now. Call me now. I'm 6 feet from the edge. I should make that into an open lines thing. Call me now. Call me now. I'll fail you. That's what we used to say because we thought in White Plains, New York, if you went to take your road test for your license, if you went to White Plains, people knew like you're probably going to get failed because there was this black woman that did all the road tests out there. She was very, very tough. And we didn't think that she liked the white kids too much. And she would fail a lot of people, even if they were decent drivers. And she kind of looked like Miss Cleo. So that's what that started going, call me now, I'll fail you. So that's why everybody started going up to Carmel, New York, because they were just giving out the licenses up there. Did a couple of drops around that you did, a parallel park behind one car. You didn't even have to parallel park between two cars. It was fantastic. Loved it. Anyway, somebody was watching Terminator 2 in 4K. Which is really making all the stunt double work in the movie that much more obvious, which we would pick up the stunt doubles. You know, it's very obvious that it's not Arnold Schwarzenegger when he's dropping into the ravine on the motorcycle. You can tell it's somebody else's face. But we got John Connor on his dirt bike and he looks like Uncle Rico. This is incredible. Look, people are taking screenshots. Bet I could throw a football over the mountains. It's Uncle Rico. So, 4K is really destroying all of the wonderful stunt work that was done in the past. I must say, if I could be so honest. 317, you're on the air. Who dis?
Oh, yes, this is Max from Indiana. I think you might remember me from about last year.
I think I do. What's up, Max in Indiana?
Yes, sir. I was just going to talk about how hilarious it is that you need no ID to vote in New York City, but you need 2 forms of it just to shovel snow for $30 an hour. I know. And the best thing is that when you go and file your taxes at the end of the year, most of the local fees and everything else, that $30 is like turning into $5. So you're doing all that for about $5 after they steal all the taxes. Probably just to attract more people, to be honest.
Oh yes, no, it's very attractive. It's like moths to a flame. It's making people want to come to New York. I'll tell you one thing, Max. I thought it was always going to be a very easy sell for me to get a guest to come to New York and sit in at the studio and be part of it. And then suddenly, over the course of 5 to 7 years, it's like a pariah. Like, oh, I'm not going to New York, not if I can help it. That's why I need to find a way to get myself a budget so I can at least fly people in and get them a decent bed somewhere. I don't know. It's what it is. How are things in Indiana, my friend?
Really cold out here. It's currently 25. I'm standing on my front porch barefoot. It feels nice. It feels really nice.
Are you one of those kids that doesn't matter what the temperature is, you're always in flip-flops?
Yeah, well, more like Crocs, though. I'm just I'm just chilling out here with a sweatshirt and some shorts on.
20. Hey, well, you know what? 25 degrees. It might as well be a cold plunge. It's all right. That'll get you ready for bed. You know, being a little chilly before bed will actually make your sleep a lot more restful.
Yeah, but okay. What I want to talk about is like the hockey thing. Jack Hughes, or I think his name is
Hughes.
Jack Hughes. Yeah, that is like one of the most patriotic things I've ever seen in my entire life, to be honest.
How old are you,
Besides,
Max?
like,
How old are you, Max?
oh, sorry. I zoned up for a bit. Yeah, I'm currently 13.
Currently 13. And how? And you watch this? Who do you watch this show with?
Usually my dad and my mom.
Usually. So, are you just watching on your own tonight, or they're with you still?
They're in their own room watching it. I don't know why.
I don't know why either. But anyway, this is cool. This is cool. But hopefully, we're going to get a lot more of this over the years, where we get some youngins calling in. I want to hear all the opinions of what's going on. I want to know what's going on in school, and you know how the rest of your classmates and friends are seeing news, and how you guys are chopping it up. I remember all of my own 13-year-old theories about things. I was 13 years old or so watching the O.J. Simpson trial. You don't even know about that, do you?
Yeah, I heard of O.J. Simpson, but I never watched the trial.
Oh.
Reminds me when I convinced my one of my teachers that the moon landing was fake.
Yes. Yeah. Well, there's if you want to learn about O.J. Simpson, first thing you do is watch the Naked Gun movies one day with your parents. Watch Naked Gun 1, 2, and 3, and enjoy that. And please, Max, call in more often, please.
All right.
All right. Have a good one, man.
All right, you too, man.
There you go. See, we are crossing generational barriers. Good man out there. 817, who dis?
Hey, this.
Hello?
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 Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
I can now.
Hey, this is Stuart Phillips from Texas.
Stuart, Texas.
How's it going?
How's
yeah,
it?
Man. Hey, so I called you a couple of years ago, man. And just so you know, it's regarding some of the Mexico stuff. I called you a couple of years back, and I told you like a wild story where, so my mom moved down there and retired.
Oh,
and then people said like,
you were the one that got
remember that?
You got into a gunfight, a standoff, right?
Yeah, yeah, that's crazy. You remember that? Yeah,
Holy
man, that was
shit.
me.
Yeah.
And now I'm looking at everybody, and I'm just like, dude, I've been trying to tell y'all. You know, I started trying to write a book about it, but you know, it's just kind of coming along. But you know,
well, I mean, you know, if you can somehow, hold on a second. Let me see. Is there a let me see if I don't know if there's a history here of your calls, or if we were well, back then we were probably still using Skype, so probably not. But if you can kind of like triangulate the day that you called in, maybe I can go and find that call and put that story together. That was pretty intense.
Yeah, I know. I came back in I moved back in like literally right before COVID happened in 2020, like because my birthday is March 23rd. I remember my birthday I was back and it happened and everything. So it was probably like that summer or sometime during 2020. I'm not sure, but I'll man, I don't know. I gotta look it up. But
so with all this going on right now, because I think that's something else that you told us. You were up against what you believe to be cartel members.
Yeah. So what basically ended up happening is my mom moved down there. I told her like Mexico's not safe. Don't listen to these people. Oh, Mexico's safe. Blah, blah. It's like, dude, it's just really just lefties who are just trying to tell people that to make, you know, like it's actually way better than the U.S. The same old bullshit. But so basically, she went down there. Her husband was with her. He was German. He kind of like was culturally didn't know what the hell. And some people, I mean, they moved to an area that wasn't as nice, and some people like started breaking in their house. At one point, she was at the store. A guy came in with a machete and like put it up to his neck and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, so it's not. I remember. It's not a very.
Yeah,
no.
Yeah, man, it was pretty brutal. But then I was working. And she called me. It was right before Christmas. I was like, screw this, man. So I told my boss, I was like, I'm heading out. I'm gonna go to Mexico and try to at least do something. You know, I'm not expecting that. You know, like, because the cartels are something that I was afraid of my whole life, even before that. But I'm like, you know, it's my family. So I told him that, and he's like, oh man, I wouldn't go do that. I wouldn't go down there, even if it was for my mom. I was like, yeah, well, that's the difference between you and me, bro. You know, and so, but anyway, I went down there.
Well,
it was Hocotepec.
Well, okay.
What's that?
She was able. Were you able to get her back into the United States? Because we can't do the whole story again right now.
Yeah. Just to sum it up, yeah. Like, I got her back. She had got like the gun that I used to defend the house. Like, she had one of her friends was this lady who was married to a guy that was in the cartel. Long story short, these guys that attacked the house were like a smaller gang who were attacking gringos, which was not okayed by that guy. And so I was like, okay to do what I did. And in a weird way, the local, at the time, cartel guys, they kind of respected that I was defending the house. If anybody wants to look it up, it's a little town called Hocotepec, Jocotopec. It's right by Ajijic.
Is it anywhere near where all this stuff is going down right now?
Oh, dude, 100%. Guadalajara. I used to live in Guadalajara with my son and his mom, and dude, like, since I left, like, turns out she was like connected to stuff, so I haven't seen him in a long time. It's like really hard. It's been really rough, but like they've had one of the last times I talked to her, there was like a big gunfight, same as what's happening now, but not on the scale. And like, he was crying because he could hear it. 5 minutes before they were outside, that they got inside, a dude bled out on their roof, and like, you know, it was like to that level. I mean, I get you, man.
I get you. It's there's no way two ways about it. You're talking about a much more rough existence than what we're used to over here, and but of course we're getting introduced to it in our own little way every day, because it's you know. But well, thank you for the insight, and it's good to hear from you again. And if you remember about when you called in, email me so I can dig through the archives. Maybe that's something else I can put on my to-do list.
Yeah, I'll dig through there and I'll send you an email. And just one thing to conclude, if you don't mind, I just would like for people to stop calling them drug cartels, because they're slave traders. They make more money off of stealing the oil and everything. Like, they run that whole country. So people really need to know it's like a foreign military that's just like torturing, killing people, and you know, so it's like right next door to us. It's a lot more important than Iran, you know. So noted. And that's something else there too. With every wave, and thank you for the call. With every wave of caravan that comes our way, these so-called coyotes that get a little bit of press here and there when we talk about the human trafficking, and that goes on just even in basic ways where people are paying their way into the country. I mean, this is usually who they are dealing with, and it's usually never just about paying a couple of $1,000s to be able to get past the border in a box truck somewhere there too. There's a lot of abuses along the way, a lot of them. Let's take a call. Let's take a call from Santino. What's going on, King?
Hey, what's happening? If I could address the young man that called in earlier there, the kid there.
Yeah.
And you was telling him about OJ and to watch the movies. Hey, kid, I want you to listen to me now. If you're still watching the show, you listen to me. Those movies he's talking about, that ain't the real guy.
I know.
It don't matter how friendly them people seem, all right?
Oh, my God.
It's always bubbling underneath the surface, kid. All right? His wife and in-laws thought they had one of the good ones, too. No such thing, kid.
Well, okay. There you go. Well, if for no other reason, watch the movies, because then there's just shock value at the reality of things. Anyhow, thank you for the call, King. How did you like the weekend?
Thank you for taking it.
How'd you like the weekend? How'd you like the weekend programming with Zeralza?
Very nice.
Yes, it was. It was good to hear from you too.
Thank you for allowing me to be a part of it for all these years. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Talk soon. Be well.
Yes, sir.
Okay. See, little advice from Uncle Santino. Hey, I got an email for those of you out there who play video games, and I never played this one, but I got and I'll take your calls just in a second. You can keep them coming in. Also, please like and comment and share. Hype this if you're watching this afterwards on YouTube or anywhere that has like a hype button or whatever. Go ahead and do that. But I was contacted by a friend of mine. My father texted me, and he was trying to get this message across to me, but I didn't know what the hell he was talking about. And then I got a text from my friend Keith. He said, Frank, it's Keith. I texted your dad. Do you play High on Life? It's like a shooter game or something that was made by Justin Roiland from Rick and Morty.
Happy wintry Monday, Frank. When is Jamoga Gulinello coming back? Too many Tuesday have passed.
The Gulinello guy, I think he's coming in tomorrow, to be honest. Whoever the hell that was. I don't understand this. Let's see. Who was that? Who was that? That's Jay Britz. That's tomorrow. Thank you, Jay Britz. Also, Winard Air Show says, why is Frosty the Snowman smiling? Heard the snowblower was coming. Haha. There you go. That's a good one. Tell that at the bar later on. Wait. Where the hell? Okay, so here's what he said. For those of you who play this game, I don't. But you can go into the movie theater if you have this game called High on Life. And you can go into the movie theater and you can sit there and you can watch the entire movie that my father was in, Spookies. Hold on. He sent me this picture of his that's it. So you can go into this movie theater and there's Spookies and you can watch it. The entire movie on this video game. He says you can watch the entire thing with 3 aliens talking about it like it's Mystery Science Theater 3000. So that's pretty crazy. I don't know what the game is, but that's pretty cool. Anyway, let's take some calls and let's read some super chats in the meantime. Sean Anon says, quite frankly, shout out to Quite Frankly. Nathan W says, happy Monday to everyone except those loser Canadians. Oh, well, there's plenty of cool ones out there that who were seeing that game for the awesome thing that it was. It was really a good, but you just know it's bubbling with something. I mean, the 51st state stuff. And I was really not even coming at it from a Canadian standpoint. If you're Canadian, you should be rooting for your national team, 100%. I was more so wondering how many Americans were rooting for America to lose. Specifically the American boys team. The men. Nathan says, scholar of the far right laments not being able to access Canadian health care. Surely fully supports free American health care for illegals. Oh, yeah, well, don't worry. Don't worry. Eventually she'll have her asylum claim approved, and then she'll have access to the wonderful Canadian healthcare system that she can see a psychiatrist in about 9 months after applying for an appointment. And then when she sees the shrink will say, we have a wonderful execution system here. Execution works great for depression. Sean Joe, thank you. Not your mom. Thank you for the cookie. And Delona just dropped an EMP on us and says, love the show. Well, I love the show when you're watching, Delona. All right, let's see. Take a call. 413, you're on the air. Go ahead.
Hey, Frank. Grady in Massachusetts.
Grady, how are you?
Pretty good. I got a Canadian joke for you, which ties into hockey.
Okay.
So this guy's working slightly off color, but not dirty, so kid's okay. Guy's working in a grocery store in a produce department, and this gentleman comes up and wants to know if he can buy half a head of lettuce. We really don't do that, but really, I really need only half a head of lettuce. Well, let me go and ask my manager. So he goes in the back, and he's talking to his manager. This idiot wants to buy half a head of lettuce. And the manager's pointing behind him, and sure enough, a guy standing there. So this gentleman would like to buy other half, so I guess we can work that out okay, right? And it just says, sure. Afterwards, he's saying to the kid, "That was pretty quick thinking. Interested in going into our management training program? I got some stores opening in Canada." Kid says, "Canada? The only thing in Canada is hockey players and hookers. My wife's in Canada." "Oh, really? What team does she play for?"
And I like it. Good job. Good job, Grady.
Okay.
I liked it.
Take care now.
No, it was very, very in theme. I loved it. Have a good one, my friend. Hey, did you get a lot of snow up there?
About 1.5 to 2 feet. Kind of wet, heavy, still snowed in. Somebody's finally addressing the landlord's supposed to take care of the stuff in the accident, but somebody's finally out with a snowblower now, so
Gotcha.
hopefully it'll be dug out by morning.
No,
It's too old to deal with that crap anymore.
I get you. Yeah, there's
Hey,
a
real quick. Have you been reading a super chats in the after hours?
Do I read the super chats in the after hours?
Yeah. I'm not sure if you've been getting mine.
What on Awakened Boomer on Rumble?
Yeah.
Whenever you send it, I usually see it. I scan through the Rumble chat a couple times a night.
Okay. Maybe I'm just not hearing it.
Well, I mean,
Just want to make sure it goes through.
I feel like I shout you out quite a bit, but if it ever happens that it doesn't go through or something like that, just email me or something, okay?
Okay.
All right, brother. Have a good night.
Okay. You too. Take care.
Take care. All right, 7:02. Before we get to other things, how are you?
Yeah, great. Konnichiwa. It's Browntail calling from Osaka.
Hello. Now, are you out there in Japan because you're flying, or is this where you live?
No, I'm earning the rent check. No, I live in the States proper, but I was wanting to talk about the U.S. men's gold and women's gold.
Yes, go ahead.
I harken back when I was in high school, and when the Miracle on Ice, when we took the gold in 1980, all the Malays from Carter, and it was like that changed us, and you could feel it in the air. And when we won the other night, and I'm sad I missed the game. I saw some highlights because of the time difference and whatnot, so I'm going to try to catch a replay of it. But my God, it's that same feeling now. It's like, okay, we're turning the bend. We're gonna be back to kicking it as a nation and on the world stage.
You know.
Anyway, we just want to throw that out there.
I'm with you, Browntail. And that's why I caution people. I think there's a lot of people who just don't like sports, and they have given themselves some sort of a moral high ground to hate sports by playing the whole sports ball bullshit. Because there's obviously a difference between somebody who appreciates athletic competition and sporting events or anything like that than somebody who has replaced all of their desire for being and everything, all their time and their attention into sports. There's two different types of people out there. And this is the reason why it can't be abandoned. It shouldn't be abandoned. And that you got to just cleave off the rotten, and you have to focus in on what's really good here, because throughout human history, there's been nothing like this kind of, whether it be performance arts or athletics or anything like that, that builds up public morale, that gets people feeling good about their hometown, their home nation. Sure. It's a huge cultural linchpin for so much, and it's not the only one, but it's necessary. And I appreciate you bringing that up, because I was looking at this there too the other day, and I said, hey, that's what matters. That there are so many kids. There are so many kids who are going to see these games like that against the Canadian national team, and that is going to not only just amp them up to go out there and play their best and do their best and want to get better at what they love doing, but also just to see that wonderful love of country. It's refreshing. That turns the tide with people. You know, it's totally different. I saw Benjamin Netanyahu going and getting the key to the White House, and jeez, please, that ain't turning the tide. But when you talk about what really moves people's hearts, that's what we need. People's hearts need to be stirred. And there are wonderful moments that are created in athletic competition, which is, most sports really is a war simulation. It really is. I mean, they may not be contact sports or anything like that, but still, everything is strategy. It's one person against another, one team against another. It's beautiful. And just like that guy Dan that was talking about how MAGA patriotism just can't be reserved for MAGA. Well, Democrats and the left have a really hard time. They're going to have a really, really hard time reconnecting with what they think is patriotism. Because I think that's just impossible. I think it's absolutely impossible. But at the same time, we are throwing the baby out with the bathwater when it comes to things like sports and other part of the culture, with performance arts, movies, things like that. Obviously, we have to put a little bit more of our support into new media and into independent ventures and really support people who are good storytellers, who are great athletes, that are great role models for young kids. Don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. It is so important. It's so important. That's a vibrant society. A vibrant society is built up. It was built up in the small towns. Everybody going to the high school, for a game under the lights at Friday night. Homecoming, this and that. It was all about that. It's not people, compulsively thumbing through one disaster headline after another on their Telegram. That's not how you rebuild a culture. That's how you make yourself go insane, and you waste very, very precious hours out of your day, days out of your lives. There's got to be more, and that's why I hope people are able to enjoy that responsibly from now on, or a little bit more. Let's see. We'll take a let me see. 914-200-0269. That's live already. I got a voicemail over here. We'll just skip right past the intermission for now. Here's a voicemail that I got from Jules. Remember, everybody, if you are listening to this show after we are live, you can go on to speakpipe.com/quite frankly, and that's our public voicemail. You can leave a fringe theory there, some kind of a shout out, a joke, any thought on something that we were talking about the night before, or something that we're going to talk about the night after. A question for a guest, anything. This one was left by Jules about an hour or so ago. Let's see. I'll give it a good old refresh.
Hey, Frank, this is Jules in Maryland. I wanted to give you a snow story that I think you'll appreciate. I was living at home with my parents still, going to high school. My dad was the only person who parked in the driveway with me, and our driveway was kind of long, so it would hold 6 cars total. Anyway, one day my dad got up, shoveled his side of the driveway, and went to work. And the expectation was that I was going to shovel my side of the driveway and go to school, which I thought better of. So I went out, shoveled just a couple of feet behind my car, enough for me to back out and then move over to his side of the driveway and go right down without any problem. And so I returned home from school, drove right up the driveway, scooched over to my side, and didn't give it another thought until my father came home, and he was like furious. He's, did you go to school today? And I said, yeah, I went to school. He's like, you didn't shovel the driveway. I said, I didn't have to. You did such a good job on your side that I just used that. So eventually, you know that I had to shovel the driveway, but I thought that was a pretty good plan that I came.
Oh, yeah. Well, you cut yourself off there. Yeah, it was a great plan. Great plan. I can see Aurora doing something like that to me. And it's not going to happen. Thank you for leaving me that voicemail, Jules, because now I will be hedging my bets. That's it. Aurora's not going to do that to me. No way in hell. All because of Jules. She has no slack now because of Jules. Anyway. Let me also just let you guys know, because it's 8:21. I have some reels here I want to do. There's some other really interesting things that have happened. Some history that was made. And I can't wait to tell you about it in Spain. And also this damn monkey. You guys saw this monkey punch a baby Japanese macaque, and his mother rejected him. And it's causing, between the penguin and this monkey punch, damn, man, it's getting people thinking. People are thinking, like, it's a lot of questions going on. It's like the animal kingdom stepped up this year, and they gave us something to chew on, and they hit deep, these questions. But I would like to remind you guys that we only have 6 days left. No less. 5 days left of this month. And I want to just let you know that we're going to be drawing 4 winners. 4 winners for this giveaway with Keto Brainz, the greatest nootropic creamer on the planet. Man, did I need it today. I was working my ass off from 9 to 11, knowing I was getting back inside, and Lauren's going to make me some oatmeal and eggs, and I was going to wash it down with a piping hot cup of, Quite Frankly, Elevation Blend coffee that was spiked to the brim with that Keto Brainz. And if you use promo code February, go ahead and do it. 15% off the top, and then you're in the running for $800 worth of stuff in the first place prize. Everything else, the other 3 winners are going to be an extra bag of Keto Brainz. And if you don't win, you still win because you have the product that is, no joke, awesome. It needs to be in your cupboards. And if you want to try it, get in touch with me quickly, and I'll get it to you. Fantastic stuff. Let's take a call. 208, you're on the air. Go ahead real quick.
How you doing, Frank?
I'm doing well. Who's this?
This is Night Songs from Idaho.
Oh, good to hear from you. How's Idaho doing these days?
It's really weird, man. We've had the weirdest winter I've ever seen.
Weird in what way?
We've only had 2 snow showers this entire season.
Sounds like us over here. All of a sudden we have the winter. I think like we're making up for the last 7 winters. And usually it's that. We get a couple of really weak showers.
It's nuts, man. I have no idea. But the reason why I'm calling in, we're on open lines tonight, yeah?
Yes.
Hey, I think I found a Mandela effect, and I think it's right up your alley.
Okay.
Okay, so Kevin Costner's Field of Dreams. What's the voice first say to him whenever he goes into the cornfield?
At the end, it says ease his pain. If you build
in the beginning, the first thing that the voice says to Costner,
if you build it, he will come.
Ah, you got it right. See, I've been talking to a lot of people, including myself. I love that movie, and I always swore it said, "If you build it, they will come."
No, his father.
Yeah. So I've asked this to multiple people, and they say they as well. It's really weird, but yeah. So I had to look it up, and you're right.
No. Listen,
I crashed and burned on that one.
No, listen. I love talking Mandela effect, but that is no doubt that is he will come. It's his fun, and he doesn't know who he is until the end in the movie. At least in the book, it takes a different path, but it's still it's his father. Yeah.
Well, son of a bitch.
No doubt. Well, you know what? Thanks for throwing it out there. If nothing else, I clarified something for you.
I appreciate it, Frank. You have a good one, man.
It's good to hear from you. Take care.
Later.
There you go. If you build it, he will come. And then ease his pain. What a good movie. And an even better book. Even better book. We got to read that one together now like three years ago or so. And I just 2023? I think it's 2023. Yeah, June 23. The Sentinel says, happy snow day, Frank. Molly Artie and I both concluded this morning when Maria B. Bartiromo on Fox Business was telling us about the snow that you would be in Studio B tonight. The winning at the Olympics is nostalgic. My little brother is back in Manhattan and is working in Queens. This morning I found myself listening to 710 WOR, and it was a wall-to-wall storm warnings and lockdowns. Yeah, there's all types of local travel bans and stuff. That's not why I stayed home, though. I'd leave if I needed to. Gold for Keto Brainz. I tried one of my samples. Yummy. Damn, good job. That's safety net. I'm telling you, it's good. You might as well take some from me. I'm sending you the good stuff. All right, let's see. Here's something else, and we'll open up the lines again in a little bit. It's 8:26. The dream that defied time. Antoni Gaudi's Sagrada Familia is a masterpiece that has survived wars, fires, and centuries. Built only from donations and visitor tickets, it stands as testament to the power of shared vision. It started in 1882. It is a gigantic cathedral in Spain, and I think should be one of the modern wonders of the world, if you ask me. But it started in a time a little bit less than modern. Take a look at this. I have a reel of like the progress of this whole thing. And then I want to read a little bit more about this. It's some history that's been made this week. Here we go. Take a look at this. 1882. And they just put the cross, they just crowned it with the giant cross. Now, it's not done yet, but here's a little bit back here. The Sagrada Familia began its long journey in 1882 under architect Francisco de Paula de Villar. But it was Antoni Gaudi who transformed it into a world-renowned masterpiece a year later by blending Gothic and Art Nouveau with his signature nature-inspired geometry. Gaudi dedicated 43 years to the project, and despite his death in 1926 and the subsequent destruction of many of his original plans during the Spanish Civil War, the Basilica is finally nearing its primary structural completion, which is famously targeted for 2026 to coincide with the pretty much 100 years since Gaudi's death. This expiatory temple is funded entirely by private donations and visitor tickets, and once finished, it will feature 18 towers and stands at 172.5 meters. That's 566 feet, officially making it the tallest church in the world. Among its mind-blowing features are an interior design to mimic a sun-drenched forest with columns that branch like trees, a magic square on the Passion facade, where every row and column adds up to 33. And the fact that Gaudi intentionally designed it to be 1 meter shorter than Barcelona, Montjuic Hill, because he believes man's work should never surpass God's creation. I want to see the Montjuic Hill. Let me see this. Hold on. I have not seen this thing before. Let's see. Nature. Where is it? So is it that hill in the background? 12 things. Okay. This has to be it. Hold on a second. Here we go. Montjuic, I'm probably saying it wrong, in Barcelona. The Green is the most famous hill in Barcelona because in the 1929 World Fair in Barcelona, palaces, pavilions, parks, botanical gardens, sports stadiums, and exhibition rooms were built on the hill. Some of those buildings still remain today and serve as museums. The Olympic sports stadiums were renovated, and others were added for the 1992 Summer Olympics. I remember Barcelona. If you get off the metro, so essentially he didn't want the church to go higher than the hill because the hill's God's work. I also love something else about Anthony Gaudi, because I knew about this because it's just an ongoing project, and then all of a sudden the word starts getting around that the final cross had crowned that giant steeple in the middle, the spire. And I love this quote from him. Where, as far as, completion times and all this other stuff, one of the most legendary lines in architectural history, perfectly capturing Gaudi's legendary patience and religious devotion, he famously used the phrase to deflect criticism over the slow pace of construction of this church, implying that since God was his client, there was no need to rush the masterpiece. And he said, "My client is not in a hurry." And I love that. I really do. Now, as far as what needs to still happen, I said, is it really done, or is there more here? As of February 20th, 2026, the Basilica reached its maximum vertical height following the installation of the final arm of the 17-meter high glass and steel cross atop the Tower of Jesus Christ. While this marks the structural completion of all 6 central towers and allows the church to officially become the tallest in the world, the building is not finished in the traditional sense. There is the glory facade. Intricate sculptural work on the third and largest facade is still ongoing. The grand staircase, the controversial external staircase, which may require the demolition of nearby residential blocks, is currently projected for completion around 2034 or 2035. And then interior finishing. Detailed interior work on the central tower is expected to continue through 2027 and 28. So, I mean, that's still pretty awesome. When you think about something that it's almost like a Boston's Big Dig, right? Most people thought that was going to go on forever. But another great thing just to say, hey, every once in a while you're born right at the right time. Every once in a while you tell yourself that, hey, how lucky am I to be born right at the right time to see something like this happen? Now, I'd love to go to Spain and see something like this. Gorgeous stuff. Really gorgeous. I like it. Look at this. Look at all this stuff in here. My client is not in a hurry. So that's happening. If you're planning any trips overseas, you might want to go check that out at some point this year. And there you go. Okay, now listen to Punch. Punch, this little monkey out in Japan, really got a lot of people tugging. Had their heartstrings tugged. No, the people weren't tugging. Man, this monkey had a lot of people tugging for a while there. It was crazy. Anyway, here you go. I'm just going to show it to you if you haven't seen it already. Here's some footage of this little macaque. The worst name you can give a monkey. A 6-month-old macaque takes a plushie. The zookeepers gave him this stuffed animal of like an orangutan or something like that because his parents, his mother in particular, rejected him, pushed him away and all that stuff. And he wanted something to cuddle with. So they gave him this thing. And he was carrying this damn doll around like it's Linus's blanket from Peanuts. And everybody's like, God damn, I don't need this in my life right now. Look at this. Look at this little bastard. He was abandoned by his mom just days after birth, so zookeepers gave him a support animal. Oh, you little bastard. You little lonely bastard. This poor little lonely bastard, am I right? Hey, put in the chat room. Chat, tell me, spam me with the number 1 if you would be Punch's friend. Or spam me with number 2 if you think that his mom was right for abandoning him. That there's something about him that is just not right. And he has to get out. Just get the hell out. 1, if you would be his friend, or number 2, if you agree with the rejection. Or number 2, if you agree with the rejection. Good. I see a lot of 1s. I see a lot of 1s. Okay. Okay. So we have a lot of very kind people here. Good. Okay. Good. I'm happy. Happy to see that. I haven't seen. Let me check the other ones here too. Lots of 1s. There's one heartless bastard. There's a couple of heartless bastards in the Rumble. Okay. All right. For the most part, it's overwhelmingly 1. Overwhelmingly 1. I'm happy to see that. Good. Some people in Rumble have to work some things out, and that's fine. I actually think that Punch's mom is in the Rumble. Like, you don't understand half of it. You don't understand half of it. That little fuck. Anyway, but you know, something happened, which was everybody's very happy now. You know why? Because suddenly here is the rejection. Here's the reject. Oh no!
Hello, everyone.
Wait a second. Not yet, Yoda. Thank you so much. Here's the rejection. It's really kind of sad. Get out of here. Which is very sad. But now the mother has taken him back. He received his first hug the other day. This was 3 days ago. There you go. Aww. We all know moms like that, don't we? Not like our moms. My mom never did that to me. But you know, Punch gets famous and now she wants to go switch it up. Of course. You know? The kid's famous and now they're like, "Yeah, come back. We love you." It's like Christopher Columbus and the Italians. It's like Spain sent him west. Spain sent him over across the way. You know? Oh, he was always our boy. You know? So, but I just hope that things work out between Punch and his awful mother. But here's the thing. It has done, like most things, like with the penguin, it has created so many opportunities for people to talk. And it's gone all over the place. Especially when it came down to fighting with, you know, liberals and stuff like that, because of course they go crazy for a monkey and a mother's rejection of the monkey, but then again they're rabid abortionists. So you know that can of worms was tapped into immediately, and there's just so much. The mirror is just held up to our faces every day. So far, it's been a penguin and a monkey. And we'll see what else happens. We had Harambe at one point, so I guess we're back to monkey. Anytime that we have a monkey that changes the world, something really great happens. Here's another reason why I said that the Olympics was something very special. Here's the moment when Pee Wee players in North Carolina found out that Jack Hughes scored in overtime to earn Team USA hockey a gold medal. And they even were given a timeout to celebrate. Both teams. Good stuff to see this. Chanting USA.
It's moments like this you'll never forget. Everybody just stopped what they're doing.
That's great. Great memories. Great memories. Yeah. I gotta say, it's good stuff. Okay, well, listen, everybody. Because it is a little bit of a down tempo night, just chilling out and all that, I am going to end the show a little bit early. And I'm going to take you over with me to the flip side, where we're going to have a wonderful time. We'll probably do a little bit of DJing. I'm going to show you a little bit more. Maybe I can get into some more behind-the-scenes footage nobody's seen in a long time. It'll be a good time. And I'm going to drop that link in the chat room. But before we go, there's one other thing I got to put out there. One other thing. First, let me give you this, and then I'm going to play you another nice video. Take the copy that link. Come to the flip side, all. There you go. I put it in the chat rooms. Let me just make sure I got the super chats before I leave this last thing with you. Jay Semos says, cheers, Frank. Here's to another week of excellence. Well, thank you. Thank you, and please go and check out Keto Brainz. They support this show, and I can't tell you how pivotal the partnership with Molly, aside from me loving the product, and finding a friend like Molly and how she does business and how she goes above and beyond for this audience and how amazing her products are. Having her on in 2025 saved this operation in ways that were untold. And I'm so happy that people in this audience are connecting with that product and love it. Because, she's here for us. I'm glad that there is just a wonderful connection being made, and I can't wait to award some prizes to people in a couple of days from now. So thank you again, Keto Brainz. Stove, thank you again. Let's see here. We got a whole bunch of new people that are hanging out with us on Twitch, which more the merrier. It's awesome. Frogs in the Pot over the weekend says, are we doing a 20-year meetup? I love you guys and happy Saturday. I'd love to do a 20-year meetup. Just like that first meetup in 2008. I'd love it. Hey, I'm thinking about some things. I'll tell you what me and Jay come up with sometime soon. But yeah, and Amanda's on from over the weekend said, cheers to 20 years. I wasn't able to get to that on Saturday night. And now we have. All right, Pilled, I'll see you guys in a second. And I put the link in the chat room. I'll put it one more time before we kick off. But here's the last thing I want to leave you with. We have another U.S. alpine skier. Her name is Michaela Schifrin. And Lauren and I were watching all these together. We were watching all these things together. And again, for all of the attention and all the headlines that are grabbed by one ingrate and one the freak over another who just wants to make things all about one perpetual non-issue struggle because, I don't know, building up clout. There is just so many more awesome people that you get to meet with over the years, but they don't make as much of a splash. This one made a splash, and she's a great person, and she spoke. Her father had died, I think, a few years before the Olympics, and I just she made a couple of really amazing statements, and one of them right after she won gold just at the bottom of the hill, she spoke with the cameras, and here is a post-event statement she made about her father. And again, just more wonderful spotlighting of the good people we have in this country and the wonderful talents they have, and when they are able to show them off, and they're able to, and it's not even just that, it's everybody too. I rooted for Italy in quite a few instances. I rooted for the Japanese and other instances. You just see people who are at the height of their physical abilities, and they're just doing incredible things. It's just awesome. It's just awesome to be here in that moment. Say, wow, this earth is fantastic. Human beings are fantastic. But of course, when it's a home slice, you cheer all the more. And they want you to not cheer for your home team. They want you to be ashamed. They want, if it's you in that situation and you get to stand behind a microphone one day, they want you to give a nice spicy answer. They want you to say, oh yeah, well, they've got a lot of problems at home, and yeah, well, things are just not good. Fuck that shit. Fuck that shit. But this was just so beautiful. And here's a little bit of Michaela Schifrin. You should check out her performances over the last 2 weeks. Really, really awesome. Talking about her father. And I will catch you on the flip side, ladies and gentlemen. If you're wondering, where's the flip side? I didn't see the link. Fallback is go to quitefrankly.tv and just press play. You can always click through to Pilled if you want, but just go to quitefrankly.tv and just press play. And I'll see you guys tomorrow night, 7 o'clock. Jay Gulanello should be in. Have a good night.
In life without my dad. This was a moment I don't want to be in life without my dad. This was a moment I have dreamed about. I've also been very scared of this moment. Everything in life that you do after you lose someone you love is like a new experience. It's like being born again. And I still have so many moments where I resist this. Maybe today was the first time that I could actually accept this, like reality. And instead of thinking I would be going in this moment without him, to take the moment to be silent with him.
I'll catch you on the flip side.
Quite Frankly is filmed for a live studio audience. Now our wonderful super chatters out there. Lease Breaker, band practice during an interview is diabolical. Oh, please. I know. Oh, Stowstube, thank you so much. Jay Brits, Winard Air Shows, and then to Jeannie Yankee Fan, who made so many people on Twitch tonight subscribers. Thank you, guys and gals. Become a sponsor of the show. I need you to sponsor the show this year. It's a special year, and I want to kick off the next 20 in a big way. Take care. I'll see you on the flip.